Buddy, this video is walking you guys through your third essay assignment, and in this one, this unit, you guys read Death of a Salesman. So you're going to choose one of the major themes found in the play, Death of a Salesman, and you're going to write an argumentative essay discussing how that theme is portrayed in the play through the use of different literary elements, dramatic structures, or whatever else might be involved in analyzing the genre of drama. So, for example, different themes you could look at are things like the futility of the American dream, the ideas of guilt in the past, male-dominated relationships, individualism and the capitalist society, the pitfalls of American consumerism, so on and so forth. So you should focus your analysis on analyzing the text through the discussion of these different literary devices, structures, tones, etc. Use the lectures, and of course, use your understanding of how to analyze a piece of literature to help guide you. So you need to have at least one credible source in your analysis, and your essay needs to be at least 2 pages in length, so 2 to 3 pages in length, and is due on Sunday, July 31st at 11:59 p.m. So remember that everything is checked for plagiarism and requires MLA formatting. Remember to write the minimum, use citations, and a bib, of course, is required for both your credible source and the play itself. So the choice of topic is yours, so think carefully. You're going to want to discuss the work in depth, so use your knowledge of how to analyze literature, how to analyze the genre of drama, and remember to pull in lots of good, solid evidence from the text to show your audience what you're talking about, as well as quotes from your source to help support your claims. So, for example, if you're looking at, say, the ideas of guilt in the past, you could bring in quotes that show Willie, going into his past and the guilt associated with that. You could look at things like symbols, so the symbol of the stocking and what that meant, or you could look at dialogue, especially in a drama. What is the function of dialogue? Or you could even look at stage directions in this case. So how does a certain stage direction indicate or show something? So remember that drama is unique because you do have sort of visual direction with stage directions as well as the dialogue itself. So you're going to want to think about how these different elements kind of create these themes throughout the story. So how are male-dominated relationships portrayed through the story? Are they portrayed positively or negatively, or both? Why is that? What evidence do you have that shows that? If you're going to talk about, say, the function of individualism and the capitalist society, you could talk about how this is showing a changing America at this time. It's looking at sort of the younger generation versus the older generation and how things are changing for both, and who is resistant to that. So there is a lot that you could talk about. So I might recommend starting with your source material just to see what some of the critical conversations are around this text. And that might help you guide your analysis because you want it to be concrete and narrow and focused, since there is so much that you could talk about. So make sure you have, again, as always, a fully developed thesis claim, good analysis of the works and their concepts, I should say, good use of evidence to support your claims from the primary and the secondary sources, proper page length MLA, citations, sources, etc., and a fully developed structure. So that's a good introduction with thesis claim, clear main ideas with evidence and analysis, and a conclusion. And then make sure everything is carefully and clearly organized. So again, as always, I want you guys to choose the thing that is of most interest to you about this text. There's a lot that you could analyze, a lot that you could look at. Choose the thing that's of most interest, and that should help you pretty easily write what is essentially a pretty short little essay. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, go ahead and move on.